The wise person considers intention rather than outcome in every situation. The beginnings are in our power. The results are judged by fortune, to which I grant no jurisdiction over myself. Welcome back to Stoic School, day 6 of 100 with myself, William Mulligan, author of the Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life. Welcome back. If you've been journeying through every lesson, hopefully you're starting to get a good understanding of Stoicism, and there's 94 more lessons ahead, which I'm sure will clear up everything. You know, Stoicism is the guide to the good life. It's the ancient guide to the good life. And it's, for thousands of years, it's had the ability to change people's lives, to save people's lives. And I also agree that it's a guide to the good life. I think if you stick around, you will understand fully what Stoicism is. You'll understand how to incorporate it into your life and become a Stoic, which is a very cool way and a quick way of saying you'll be calmer, happier, more balanced, more courageous. All round, you'll be a better or even the best version of yourself following these principles, and I'm trying to help you get there. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. Today's lesson is on the topic of the Stoic archer. Now, if you're new to Stoicism, you probably don't know what a Stoic archer is, but I assure you it's a really cool principle that you can incorporate into your life to become better. It's a really good practical principle. And if you've been around understanding what Stoicism is, you've probably heard the Stoic archer quite a lot. People like to quote it, but they never really explain what it is. They just say, you know, it's like the Stoic archer. So I'm going to quote, to begin with, Cicero, who was a Roman philosopher in 106 BC, a very famous philosopher. And he said on Ends of Good and Evil in his writings, I quote, "Take the case of one whose task is to shoot a spear or arrow straight at some target. One's ultimate aim is to do all in one's power to shoot straight. And the same applies with our ultimate goal. In this kind of example, it is to shoot straight that one must do all one can. Nonetheless, it is to do all one can to accomplish the task that is really the ultimate aim. It is just the same with what we call the supreme good in life. To actually hit the target is, as we say, to be selected, but not sought." So the Stoic archer, the idea is to encapsulate a principle, and it's a really good way of encapsulating it. The Stoic archer is trying to hit a target. It's a rabbit running past, and the Stoic archer is trying to hit this rabbit. And this archer, within their control, is their practice. They've practiced shooting this arrow. They've practiced it for many times. But also within their control, in that present moment, is how much they draw the string back, where they aim, their breath work. It's all these things that's within their own internal vicinity. So they control all this. And in that moment, the arrow is within their control. They've got it there. But the second they release that string, an arrow flies from the bow, it is essentially outside of their control. They've done all they can to put the arrow in the right direction, but whether the arrow hits the rabbit is up to fate now, because there's so many obstacles, there's so many elements that can affect the arrow, such as the wind, that's outside of the archer's control. So you control the pullback, but you don't control where it ends. And the idea with this is, in life, as Seneca says, the wise person considers intention rather than outcome. In every situation, by the way, Seneca is a famous Stoic, if you're new here, very famous Stoic. He wrote Letters from a Stoic. He wrote on anger, on the shortness of life. So much writings that you should explore. He was a famous politician, actually, as well, and he tutored Emperor Nero. That didn't turn out so well, but Emperor Nero actually sentenced Seneca to death by suicide, where he slit his wrists and drank hemlock. And It's noted by historians that Seneca was calm in these moments because he was a Stoic after all, and he came to terms with death, and he accepted death as nature. But Seneca said, the wise person considers intention rather than outcome in every situation. The beginnings are in our power. The results are judged by fortune, to which I grant no jurisdiction over myself. Death at the hands of a robber is not a condemnation. So, how can you use this idea of the Stoic art chart in your life? Well, the Stoics had this thing called the reserve clause. So people like to believe that the Stoics were passive, and they go, well, if they accept fate, if they accept things as they are, if they just let the arrow fly, and if it hits, it is what it is. As people have started quoting the Stoics, it is what it is, let it be. And people are criticizing this. The idea is that this reserve clause is that you will get it done. You will do anything to get it done, fate permitting. So you will achieve that goal, fate permitting. You will start that business, fate permitting. You become successful, fate permitting. You become an artist, fate permitting. You'll make it into the NBA, fate permitting. You'll travel the world, fate permitting. This fate permitting is you'll do everything you can to the best of your ability, as the Stoics did. They trained with that arrow. They tried their best to put everything into that moment. But fate permitting, they shot the arrow, and a storm, gust of wind blew the arrow out of the way. You want to make it into the NBA, but fate gave you broken legs, or snapped your legs clean off. You want to travel the world, but the plane crashes. I don't know. Basically, you try your best to do this thing, fate permitting. It's the reserve clause, so that you give your everything to something and you make no excuse for it not happening. But if that thing doesn't happen because of fate, then you're not crushed, you're not disappointed, because you said, I'll give it everything, but I don't expect fate to actually give me that thing. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. So the way I like to think of this is, and it's coming back to the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, the Greek-born slave, he was crippled and he was turned to a philosopher. He became this great Stoic philosopher, my favorite philosopher. He's an incredible man. And he inspired Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome. Epictetus, in his Enchiridion, said, some things are within our power, other things are not. Within our power are our motivation, our desire, aversion, and our opinion. In a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power, our health, wealth, reputation, office. And in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. So, people like to say our health is in our hands. What do you mean? Epictetus, you're wrong. Think of it this way. It is within your control to say, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this. But first of all, you could say, I'm going to the gym. That's within your power. And then the gym's shut. That's not within your power. But within your power is to go to another gym. That gym's shut. You go to another gym and then you're at the gym and you say, see, my health is in my control. I'm going to work out. And then you're squatting and you're squatting. You got this heavy weight. You load it up on your back. You load it because it's in your power. You want stronger legs. You load it up on your back and it's dangerously heavy. And you go to squat it and then the building explodes. And you're really injured and your legs are damaged. So fate damaged your legs. So you took it into your control, you took it within your power, but fate still handed you damaged legs. And that's a bit of a joke, but it's not. It is true, actually. Fate hands us difficulties and can take things, rip us completely outside of our control. But the actual analogy I like to give that can help you is an incredible thing, and the gym's a perfect example. You've got this program, you're working hard at the gym, And you get to the gym, and I was like this. You go to the PR, you load up this bench press, and you go to do it, and you fail, and then you're like, oh I know loads of people like this, and I was like this. You're like, oh, my gym's ruined. What a crap session. I didn't get the PR. It's annoying. But the goal is, first of all, try your best, fate permitting. But the thing that's within your power is your inner character, and you have to say to yourself, I'll keep true to my inner character. I'll stay good to my inner character no matter what happens. I'll stick to my goal no matter what happens, fate permitting. And if you watch the last episode on the Stoic Flame, then you go into the gym, you go to do your bench, and you fail. Well, as the Stoic Flame knows, life handed you some fuel. You learn from this failure. You go, right, I can grow from this failure. And actually, no matter what happens in the gym, you always feel good because everything is a gift to help you grow your character. But hopefully that clears up any confusion on what the Stoic archer is, and hopefully you can understand how to incorporate this small Stoic principle into your life. There's so many of these, and many of these principles of Stoicism, according to modern day psychologists and therapists, are actually very advanced therapeutic techniques, very advanced psychological techniques. Some people are quite astounded by the fact that these ancient Stoics, thousands of years ago, had this understanding of the mind and understanding of principles such as anxiety and confidence and depression, all these kind of things. And the Stoics had ways that work, real good, solid foundations that work to combat these things. I know because I've incorporated them into your life. So that is the Stoic archer. And that is it for day 6 of 100 Stoic School. I hope you're enjoying the lessons. I hope you stick around to get to day 100. If you want to support me teaching these lessons, it's free. No worry. It's free. There's no email sign up. I'm not going to catch your email by getting you to sign up to something. It's free. I just want you to support the channel. Maybe give it a like, give it a follow. If you're on Spotify, ratings are really helpful. It really is helpful. And if you've bought my book, giving it a rating or review is amazing. It really helps get it out there, and I really appreciate it. I'm really happy to see these kind of things. And if you want to put in the work of supporting me, you really feel like you want to show me how grateful you are, and you really want to help someone. Because bear in mind, Stoicism changed my life. It saved my life. And I know it's probably done it for many of you listening. If you want to give that to someone else, then introduce a friend or a family member to Stoic School. It could be the gift they never knew they needed. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful and Stoic day. Stay Stoic and get out there, put these principles into practice, because that's how it works. You've got to put it into practice. Don't just listen to me, do it. Thank you for listening.